So I feel like I've discovered a secret to still having abs while gaining muscle. I forgot to film an intro to this video, but basically I'm just going to be showing you my entire glute growth routine, my secret routine, if you will. But really it's not a secret, it's just a repeatable routine that works for me and helps me grow my glutes without gaining a lot of unnecessary body fat. So I hope that this helps you in your glute growth journey, and I hope you enjoy. My morning routine is 100% my favorite part of the day. It's the reason I never skip leg day and why I can actually stay consistent with my training sessions. I have the most energy in the morning, especially after a solid night of sleep, so this is always when I hit my hardest workouts. Same routine every glutes day. Coffee with collagen and creatine, and then I'll have a light pre-workout snack. Something carby and easy to digest with healthy fats to keep me full, like toast with peanut butter, banana, and honey. You don't need a huge breakfast, just something your body can use as fuel. If you're lifting to grow your glutes, you need to feed your muscles. I don't obsess over my macros, but I definitely do track to make sure I'm getting in enough protein every day. My leg days always begin with a quick walk on the treadmill to warm up, and then I'll go into my dynamic stretching. If you want to grow your legs and lift heavy, you've got to avoid injury, so warming up is super important. I learned that the hard way. When I used to squat heavy without doing a proper warm up, I'd have constant hip and knee pain, but now I have better mobility and no joint pain at all. These moving stretches will change based on how I'm feeling physically that day, but I always make sure to warm up a bit of upper body on my glute days as well. My warm-up also always includes glute activations, not because these will grow your glutes alone, but because they'll fire up the muscle. This is huge if you struggle with feeling your glutes on big lifts. I'll do 1 to 2 sets of 15 to 20 reps of each exercise. We're gonna start with a classic Smith machine hip thrust. I like these more than the hip thrust machine because I feel a much better mind-muscle connection with my glutes. Least favorite exercise, but one of the most important for glute growth. I keep my knees at 90 degrees, feet shoulder width, core braced, and drive through my heels for that squeeze. 1 warm-up set, 1 feeler set, and then I push for 2 to 3 heavy top sets, making sure I'm still hitting that squeeze at the top. Then we've got some barbell RDLs, which are amazing for glutes and hamstrings, but only if your form is locked in. You don't need to go super deep, just push your hips back and hinge like you're doing a standing hip thrust. If you're feeling these in your low back, it's time to drop the weight a bit and start focusing on form. Also, both of my AirPods fell out during my last set, but I didn't stop going, so you have no excuses. Next, glute bias leg press. I go high and wide with my feet and focus on driving through my pinky toes and heels. These suck, but I do them anyway because they are great for your glutes, hamstrings, and a bit of quads. Then I do an isolation move, some hamstring curls. I go for full range, controlled reps with a slight external toe rotation. These look easy, but I promise you they are not. Finishing off with the donkey kick machine. If your gym has it, use it, but if not, do some cable or banded kickbacks. Core tight, heel up, and drive through the glutes. After that, I'll do another 10 to 20 minute treadmill walk and some super lazy stretches because I can't be bothered, even though I know I should do a cool down stretch, so please cool down. I'm actually super proud and satisfied of the progress I've been seeing recently while eating in this slight surplus. I feel like I've been able to maintain my abs for the most part while also adding a bit of extra muscle onto my glutes and legs, which was my long-term goal. I just finished my workout and honestly it was a really good leg day. I never train abs on the same day that I do legs just because I know that I'm not going to give it my all if I do a weighted ab exercise after I've already done my intense leg day. So I always save abs for upper body, and I find that that allows me to really engage my abs and focus more on them since upper body is overall an easier day than my leg days are. Besides that, I'm currently in a slight building phase because I don't really want to gain that much weight slash fat slash muscle, but I do want to put a little bit of size on my legs, especially my hamstrings and glutes. So I'm eating in a little baby surplus, and I'm going to do it for a very short period of time just to put on a little bit more muscle and gain a little bit more strength. And honestly, I feel like this mini bulk, I really understand how to properly grow your legs without gaining a lot of fat, and this is definitely the most fat that I've had on my body while still being able to see my abs. So I feel like I've discovered a secret to still having abs while gaining muscle. You might have to sacrifice a bit of ab definition in order to grow your legs, but if you think that you have to put on a bunch of fat in order to gain the muscle that you want, you're mistaken. Right now, I'm going to go home and demolish a big post-workout meal. I need some protein or else I'm going to go to sleep. So let's go. Post leg day, I need food fast. Not because you'll lose your gains if you wait, but because I crash hard if I don't refuel quick. For this meal, the goal is to make sure all of the work we just did doesn't go to waste. Protein, carbs, and a small amount of healthy fats to stabilize blood sugar, rebuild muscle, and replenish glycogen. For breakfast slash my post-workout meal, I have this bowl right here. It has Japanese sweet potato that I just roasted in the oven yesterday, and then I did a scramble with eggs, egg whites, spinach, and cottage cheese, which just try it, trust me, it's so good. And then I have a quarter of an avocado, a little bit of kimchi, and I added a little bit of sriracha too, just for a little spice. I'm lazy with lunch. I just throw things together. Today it's a chicken wrap with lettuce, tomato, and a little ranch. Not gourmet, not aesthetic, but it does get the job done. I'm basically out of food in the fridge, so I'm gonna run to the grocery and pick up some things for dinner as well as for a fun snack I'm gonna make this afternoon. Grocery shopping is honestly one of the biggest ways that I stay on track. If you have your fridge stocked with healthy foods, you'll be more likely to eat them, and this also goes the other way around. If you don't buy the unhealthy foods, you won't eat them. I have a few go-to items I always keep stocked, which help me avoid eating out or ordering food. I used to overthink grocery runs, but now I keep it simple. Focus on buying things from the outside edges of the store. And today, I couldn't say no to the ice cream sample they had. Everything in moderation. I just got back from the grocery and all of my groceries came out to around $60, which is why I love Trader Joe's because produce there is so cheap, like incredibly cheap. So I'm gonna give you a quick grocery haul of everything that I got. Starting with the produce and veggies, I got 2 yellow sweet potatoes for tonight, 2 ears of corn, some Japanese sweet potatoes, some mushrooms, a cantaloupe, a head of lettuce, a watermelon that was literally only $5, which is insane, some organic bananas, and some overripe bananas for my recipe, some Hass avocados, and some zucchini, and then I got some sourdough sliced bread and some creamy peanut butter for my pre-workout snacks. For proteins, I got some 96 for ground beef, some Nova salmon, this stuff is amazing for breakfast, some smoked turkey breast, and 1 carton of egg whites because I already have some from last week. I'm gonna make some protein banana bread bite ball things that you can stick in the fridge and just have ready for whenever you need a healthy snack. I always include a sweet-ish snack in the afternoon. Today I'm making these protein banana balls, which are super fast, no bake, and they help when I want something sweet but still macro friendly. Snacks like these are perfect to prep on the weekend if you have a busy week and don't want to reach for a bag of chips when you want a snack. I totally messed up the recipe though. Everything was going smoothly until I added the milk and then it became way too sticky. But that didn't stop me from eating about half the batter. They are so tasty, but I'm not gonna lie, my stomach hurts so much from the amount of batter I ate. And I even added one more on top of my afternoon yogurt bowl. Recently, I've been obsessed with ingredient-focused dinners, especially ones that can be fully prepared on the grill. While I made this meal in the kitchen today, I love to grill everything when I have more time. Today, we're making burger patties with a side of baked sweet potatoes and corn. I start by chopping up the veggies and adding some olive oil, salt, and pepper before putting them in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. Once they're cooking, I get started on the burger patties. I add 96.4 ground beef to a bowl along with an egg for binding, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, a third diced onion, and whatever spices I'm feeling. Then I do the gross part and massage it all together before forming it into patties and throwing them in a frying pan for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. This day I was feeling something a bit lighter, so I ate my burgers with a lettuce bun. Don't be fooled though, this meal is usually eaten with sourdough bread or a proper burger bun. We are not scared of carbs around here. Training is obviously important, but 80% of my progress comes from food and movement. I aim for 10K steps per day regardless of my physique goals at the moment. It keeps my activity levels in check and helps my digestion stay solid, especially with high food volume. I don't try to be perfect, but I am consistent. The meals aren't glamorous and the workouts repeat, but they do work. So no, it's not some crazy secret. It's this: a solid routine, showing up even when you're tired, and eating like you actually want to grow muscle. If you repeat a plan that works and actually stick with it, the results will come.